Hello everyone, welcome to Java with Kavya. Before we start with our integration tutorials on Adobe Sign with Spring Boot, we need to first set up a developer account in Adobe Sign. This will enable us to programmatically access the resources which we have in Adobe Sign using REST APIs. After the creation of the developer account, we'll also create an API application. It is the API application which helps the developers to programmatically access the Adobe resources using REST API. So we will be also seeing how to create them. Without much ado, let's get started. Let us see how we can create a developer account. For that, we need to first go to the Adobe Sign developer form and fill it. Go to this link. Here, fill out your relevant details. In the intended use, make sure you give it as OEM/embedded since we want to natively embed Adobe Acrobat Sign in the application. After giving the relevant details, click on Continue. On giving a proper email, this will take you to the proper page and it will create an account for you. I'm skipping this part because this is a self-explanatory. So I will be logging in with my account now. On successful login, we'll enter the homepage of the Adobe developer account where it tells us about the various things which we can do with this account, like fill and sign a document, publish a web form, create a reusable template, etc. These can be done with this, but for our use case we need to go to API section. Now we are going to create an Adobe Sign API application. In Adobe Sign, an API application refers to a configuration setup that allows developers to interact programmatically with Adobe Sign services or the resources via REST API. So, when we create an API application, it enables us to configure OAuth for it and define our scopes, tell it like what all resources can be accessed by this particular API application. Let us see. In the API application section, as of now there are no API applications. We click on create on the right side. Here you can give your sample application's name. I'm going to give my application's name as sample signature application. And I am going to click on save. This creates your API application. Now we will see how we can configure OAuth for this application. Let's get started. For API application which you have created, you can see configure OAuth for your application. Click on that. So you need to fill in the redirect URI. The redirect URI can be any sample valid URL. This can even be google.com or your website. So for example, I can give https kavyababu.com, and what will happen is this is the redirect URI where Adobe is going to send the grant token, which is the authorization grant token, once the user is approving that this API application can use the Adobe resources. So that grant token will be sent to this particular redirect URI after the user clicks on allow access. This will be more clear once we go on for the demo. So this URI can be anything. So here for the simplicity, I'm going to give this as google.com. And now comes the enable scopes. So these are different scopes which are available, and for a minimal application which is going to create an agreement and read agreement, definitely the read, write, and send agreement options are required. The modifier can be self, group, or account. So there are multiple modifiers which we will be talking about in later sections. Basically this will be more like a privacy concept, where a group can access only what is inside a group. An account is more like a parent of everything, and all the resources of all groups can be accessed by the account. And self is more like a restricted one, where only that particular account can that particular user can access the resources. So coming to the scopes, we need definitely the agreement read, write, and send. And then we need library read, library write. Why? Because we are going to use the templates, the reusable templates. We are going to read and write the, mostly not write, but definitely we are going to read them. And for the time being, these four are the ones which we'll need definitely, and we are going to save it. Now our application is set for use, and it is configured with OAuth. With the previous steps, we have completed the configuration for the API application. Now we can get started with the programmatic access and integration of Spring Boot application with Adobe Sign. Thank you so much for watching. Keep following.